We're going live.
Oh.
Hey,
Hello.
we are back.
Nobody's watching.
Well, that's why we were
So
just
are
gonna
we
come
gonna
in.
say an hour since nobody's gonna see us?
No, we're gonna. Oh, here comes somebody.
It's probably my
That's fine.
whoever you are. Please say hello in the comments so we know who.
Yes, we
You're
want to know
entertaining.
who is going to be in the. So I guess since people are starting to roll in, or at least we're gonna give them a few minutes if anyone wants to come in. We'll just kind of not talk about wrestling for the first like 5 minute or so or whatever. So, since this podcast will be covering pretty much July as far as wrestling terms, we're gonna go back and kind of discuss our Fourth of July's. So we're gonna start with you. What did you do anything fun on Fourth of July?
I worked.
Oh, how fun!
I worked, and then
Wasn't
I watched.
expecting that.
Fireworks with my significant other while
Mm-hmm.
drinking s'mores milkshakes from Johnny Rockets. So it was pretty good.
Any good? Johnny Rockets.
Good.
Those are pretty good milkshakes.
It was very good. But that's
I
really about it. What about you?
I was in Maine. So every year when I go up to Maine, Wells, Maine, we end up having a giant because we know, or I'm friends with the nephew of the owner. I believe that's right. I'm friends with the nephew of the owner, so we end up basically just partying with them. We have a little parade on
Owner
the
of what
beach.
though?
The hotel that we stay at.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Oh,
You're like the owner, like the
sorry.
owner of Wells, Maine.
The owner of Wells, Maine.
Oh,
No,
hello.
the owners of
Second person joining us.
the Lafayette's Resort. If anyone really wants to go there. But yeah, we ended up having a giant parade on the beach where we were singing Fourth of July tunes and dressed all wacky like we normally do. And then we ate some food and we watched some fireworks. And I had a nice Dr. Pepper float, which was very nice. So not a bad 4th of July for me. So I think we should just get started.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
what's on the
So
list?
July 2019 for wrestling was packed. I mean, it's not all July. We're gonna have about probably the first week or so of August in there too, just because there were some big developments in there. In fact, we're actually gonna start on a little bit of a somber note for this one. We want to say our condolences for the late great Harley Race. He passed away, I think 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Um, so 8-time NWA champion, absolutely a legend of this business. If you don't know who that is, then you're clearly not a wrestling fan, or at least not very big of a wrestling fan. So we want to give our condolences to his family and his friends during this time. So now that we kind of got, the somber note out of the way, we're going to start back all the way in I think it was the 13th of July, like right after we did our first podcast. It was like the next day was Fight for the Fallen AEW. So this was another free show that AEW did, and it was really cool because this one they did free and they donated every one of the proceeds for the people that went there and bought concessions, bought tickets to be there, anything like that. And they gave the money to help families that have been affected by gun violence or had somebody that was affected by gun violence. That was very noble of them to do. That was 100% of the proceeds. Also, I believe it was Tony Khan gave away. He gave away like a big check at the end of the show. I can't remember how much it was worth, but it was a good substantial amount of money from them. So I thought that was pretty cool. So for starters, I'm just gonna pull up the card.
I was not here that night.
No, you were here for some of it because it was also the same night as the Evolve show with the double TV. Oh no, you weren't here for
because
that.
I was out.
You're right. You want me to read you the card?
Yeah,
and then I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Some
Since
other
I
things
forgot
I
you
needed
weren't
to
there.
attend that day.
I forgot you weren't there. By the way,
well, I didn't click until you said the date, and then like it hit me. I was trying to remember.
Okay, here I'll read you the match card, and then I'll kind of go over this and see what how I felt about it. So this is the pre-show. There was 2 pre-show matches. You're probably not going to know any of these people, but it was Sonny Kiss against Peter Avalon in a mixed match. Basically a mixed match. Sonny Kiss being the female in the group and Peter Avalon being the male in the match. It was an okay match. Second pay-per-view match was B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima, and they defeated Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and basically Rio in a tag match. So that was the pre-show. I feel that a lot of people are getting hyped about AEW, but those pre-shows, man, like obviously not many people know these people. I mean, do you know anybody of those? What, six I named?
I
Do
can't.
you know any of them? You
Can't
might know
say I do.
Peter. You might know Peter Avalon. He was the librarian dude that came out in Fighter Fest, the one that with like the ponytail, and he was like shushing everybody.
No, I don't honestly
Okay.
remember.
But anyways, I think that's one thing that AEW needs to work on is their pre-shows. They're not exactly the most watchable, I guess. You also had MJF, who, by the way, is one of the best heels in the business, in my opinion, teaming with Sammy Guevara and Sean Spears, the former Ty Dillinger, to face and defeat Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela. What a team that is. Did you hear that second team there? Literally death match the team. Jimmy
and they
Havoc.
Still lost.
Yeah. Yep. Then you had Brandy Rhodes with Awesome Kong, who just randomly showed up at the end.
What?
And defeated Allie, who was the one that got the win on the pre-show that we were really stoked about. Then you had the Dark Order, and they defeated Angelico and Jack Evans. Both of those guys are from Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Evans came in, and Angelico was the one that did the big dive off the stage that one time. Okay, so that's kind of jogging your memory.
Yep.
And they also faced in like a triple threat tag. It was Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, which I was hoping in because I'm super like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are a great team together. Then you had Adam Page and Kip Sabian. Adam Page, of course, getting the win. He will be going on to face Chris Jericho on August 31st for the first ever AEW championship. Then you had the Lucha Brothers defeating SoCal Uncensored, which is Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. You had Kenny Omega defeating SEMA, and then in the main event, you had the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson fame defeating the Brotherhood of Cody and Dustin Rhodes. So I'm going to give you kind of my thoughts, and I want you to just kind of listen to what I'm saying and maybe like respond. So there was a few things that were really good. I thought the tag match with MJF, Sammy Guevara, Sean Spears, that team was very interesting because again, off of Fighter Fest, that huge chair shot to the head. Do you remember that? That was Sean Spears that did that, and MJF is Cody's friend. Cody was the one being hit with the chair, so that was kind of a unique dynamic as to how that played out. It was interesting with Adam Page and Kip Sabian, but not for a good reason. Adam Page may have gotten the win, but I think it's very odd that they had him go to the limit with Kip Sabian. A lot of people were expecting it to be a 5-minute match. It was almost a time limit draw. Does that seem right to you when he's challenging for the championship that he would go to the limit with a relative? I mean, Kip Sabian's not an unknown by any means, but he's clearly not as big as a Hangman Adam Page at this point. So I thought that was kind of an interesting one. What was really cool and what I'm really excited for is after the Lucha Brothers defeated SoCal Uncensored, they then challenged they then challenged the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out on August 31st. Does that not sound like one of the greatest ladder matches of all time? That sounds amazing. Like, that sounds amazing. Kenny Omega and SEMA was good. Now, the Young Bucks and the Brotherhood, I would definitely put that up there as the best match of the night. It's a very good match. I believe it got, if not 5 stars, like really close to 5 stars, like 4.5 or 4 3/4. Very good, very classic tag team match. So that's kind of how that went and my thoughts on it. Again, he wasn't really here for that. I will have to say this. I really love what AEW is doing. I love the hype that's surrounding. I mean, you with Fighter Fest, you were more hyped than anyone else because of Jon Moxley, and I'm hyped too. I think it's going to be amazing. He's actually facing Kenny Omega on August 31st, and that's going to be mind-blowing.
That is going to be great.
I hope that smashes it out of the park. But they definitely have their problems. In fact, about 15 or so minutes into the pre-show, and actually our one commenter was actually here to watch it with me. He ended up seeing generic, like really weird closed captions on the bottom of the screen. You couldn't get to go away for about 15 minutes or so. They were
Oh
there.
yeah, you told me about
Yeah, and they wouldn't go away. No matter what we tried. We tried the TV, we tried rebooting. Actually, I was watching it on my laptop because it was on BR Live or whatever it is there. So we tried rebooting that. That didn't help either. So that's kind of a, the pre-show wasn't obviously that interesting, but you can say the same thing for WWE's pre-show on that one. So I mean, so that was Fight for the Fallen. That was kind of the first big event to happen in July. The second, of course, being Extreme Rules. That's WWE's pay-per-view for this month. You were here for that, right? So you can give your thoughts on that. I think you were here for that.
Extreme Rules?
Yeah. I think you watched that with me, right? Because it started off really good, in my opinion. The first match of the night, not on the pre-show, was Undertaker and Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre and
Shane
Shane.
McMahon.
That was light years ahead of Undertaker's match in Saudi Arabia with Goldberg. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Did you what? I don't know what happened between that and this, and the Extreme Rules pay-per-view to get it to the levels that it did, but it was insanely fun. I know we kind of breezed over the Evolve 10th anniversary show too. Sorry, I kind of got off track there, but it was really good. I was really the only one to watch it. The main event between Austin Theory and the Pure Champion was absolutely insane. I can't wait for Evolve to come to the network. What are you doing?
I'm passing time and enjoying myself.
So that was the first match as far as on the main card. The first match on the pre-show was Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. I was really happy with this win, although I am a huge Finn Balor fan because hopefully they do more with Shinsuke. Wouldn't you like to see Shinsuke do more than what he's currently doing? Mm-hmm. I, for one, think so. The next one would be Drew Gulak defeating Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't think we
watched that match.
No, we didn't. We actually ended up missing the pre-show because remember we went to go get dinner. We ended up missing the pre-show. Yeah, we got there just in time to watch the first match. Dinner? I don't even know. What does that matter? Anyways, 205 Live continues to be one of the best brands on the entire WWE. No. Seriously. You haven't had the network for a month or so now, right? So
actually longer than that. It's been a while.
Yeah, but every so often you'll come over here, but dude, the 205 Live roster deserves so much better than being on the pre-show. I'm sorry. If I could have taken any of these matches and put it on the pre-show instead of that, I would have put probably Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. No, that was Last Man Standing. That wouldn't be bad. I would have said the SmackDown tag match, which we'll get to in just a second. So The Undertaker and Roman Reigns defeated Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Great match. I have to say, probably The Undertaker's best match since, since when? When would you say? 29? WrestleMania 29?
Probably.
It was up there. His WrestleMania 30 match was eh. His WrestleMania 31 match was eh. His WrestleMania 32 was... I mean, I like the 31 better than the 32.
The one with
the Hell
Bray
in a
Wyatt.
Cell was
But then there's WrestleMania 33.
Which was okay.
No.
I thought it was okay. It definitely was not up to Undertaker WrestleMania standards, but it was okay.
Stupid, though. I hate the fact that,
WrestleMania 34 was too short. Him and John Cena was too short.
When he was facing Roman Reigns, it was Undertaker was it was back and forth. He hit the tombstone, Reigns kicked out, and then Roman Reigns just
hit him with a spear
18 times. And it was annoying because it was it's not even a fight at that point. And thinking about that last spear and then the pin just makes my blood boil. I am getting profusely more angry. I don't mind.
I really don't.
It's just I don't
hate him as much as I used to.
I don't I just don't like the way they won. If it was more something cool because it was a spear. He ran between the ropes and speared him. I mean, it was just kind of if he did a thing where he was going to get speared and I don't know, he got something happened and Undertaker blocked it. Then he went to pick him up for a tombstone. He slipped out and then speared him. Like that would have been cool.
Like speared him in the back off
no,
the
no,
tombstone, or
he slipped out and then
just
took off.
just hit it.
Yeah, and just creamed them.
That would have
been better. It's just
I can agree with that.
You just can't do that. Speaking of Roman Reigns, I have something I'm gonna say later that some of you may have realized and some of you may have not. And I said it before we started filming this.
Okay.
You know what it is?
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
So continuing on with Extreme Rules, you have the Revival, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder, defeating the Usos of Jimmy and Jay fame. Ho-hum match. Didn't really pay attention during this match. We were kind of all just
was there a shadow machine?
This match was on. I think so. I think that's
not,
how they
then
won.
it's lame.
Either way, I love the Revival as Raw Tag Team Champions, although I really hope that they eventually literally get out of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being used very well. I mean, let's face it. In June, I think it was in June. If not June, then May. They were shaving each other's backs on camera. Do you remember that with Jimmy and the Jay? Or I think it was Jimmy. It was like they were like it was so stupid. Like, I don't get the Revival's like booking. Aleister Black defeated Cesaro.
Great.
Right opinion. Right outcome in my opinion. Aleister Black and Cesaro can smash it. They absolutely smashed it. Bailey defeated Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss in a handicap match.
That was terrific.
That was a great match, I would have to say. I'm a Bailey fan, so I'm a little bit biased there, but like, I really did like this match. I thought making it a handicap match was actually gonna make it was gonna hinder it more than help it, but it was actually pretty good. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. Braun Strowman, of course, picking up the win in that last man standing match. Absolute barn burner for about the 17 minutes or so that it went. And then I believe it was the next night on Raw, Braun Strowman put him through the LED board, which was another amazing moment. That was awesome. Really enjoyed that one. New Day defeated Daniel Bryan and Heavy Machinery. Again, really good. I thought Heavy Machinery was really good in that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Otis and Tucker! Hey, Tucker! You know? I thought it was too early to take the belts off of Bryan and Rowan, but I understand why they did it, especially because now the rumor going around is that Daniel Bryan's gonna be the one that attacked Roman Reigns, which we'll get to. That happened, I think, a week ago, or like the past 2 weeks. So we'll get to that. AJ Styles defeated Ricochet for the United States Championship.
Good match.
Great match. AJ Styles and Ricochet could fight from now until December, and it would be entertaining because they always find something different. Really enjoyed that. Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler. Ho hum. Everyone knew Kevin Owens is going to win. Dolph Ziggler is the new meme. Again. Because as Ross Twaddell says from Cultaholic, shout out to them, he kind of went a little bit too hard at Survivor Series 2014, and ever since then he's never been able to capture the magic again. Kofi Kingston defeated Samoa Joe. I like that Kofi won, but I hate that it had to be at the expense of Samoa Joe. I really want Samoa Joe to be that monster, but he never is booked as the monster, and it makes me angry every time he loses. He lost at Smackville too, and it doesn't make any sense.
Why do you call it that?
Because that's what it was. It was a special Saturday Night SmackDown called Smackville because they were in Nashville. Literally, I'm not kidding.
Can you never do that again?
What, me or
no? Them. Don't ever do that.
Literally, Smackville was the name of it. Anyway,
that's worse than Great Balls of Fire.
Okay,
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay. Worst name for a pay-per-view ever. Smackville's got to be up there. Anyway,
Great Balls of Fire.
That was up there too. Although I really like the theme around it, how it was like 80s, but like the name was not good. A better name and it would have been a better pay-per-view. Anyway. God. And then of course the main event without Brock Lesnar cashing in on Seth Rollins was Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch defeating Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans.
I thought it was a great way to end it. I mean, I didn't like the Baron Corbin. I mean, I understand it was a good storyline part, and it was. And then Seth Rollins went insane and just beat the living snot out of Corbin with the kendo stick.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him with a good old Kirby stompy there, bud. And
and won. And got a big fat old win there. I will have to say that Definitely one of the more, I don't want to say controversial. It wasn't really controversial, although it did kind of kick up a little bit of controversy. Was Baron Corbin hitting the
End of days.
yes, on Becky Lynch?
Mhm.
That was a little bit. I mean, I'm all for intergender wrestling. Like Slammiversary did it with Sami Callihan and Tessa Blanchard facing each other in the main event, and it was awesome. But it just
Who
felt
won that, by the way?
weird. I think it was Tessa Blanchard that won it. I'd have to double check that, but it was it was weird. It was like out of nowhere too. Like you didn't even. I don't know. I really did enjoy the match. Like I thought it was a decent match. By far one of Baron Corbin's better performances. By far one of Lacey Evans'
I'm
better
not big on
performances.
the Constable Corbin.
Well, he's
though.
not the constable anymore,
Oh yeah,
but
I don't like the outfit. What are you gonna? I'm gonna wrestle in a suit, there, buddy.
and a vest.
We're gonna get her done.
Bald. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, anyway, that's a good old '90s kids reference. Woo!
I heard that in ages, man.
Anyway, and then of course to end the show, Brock Lesnar cashing in to win the Universal Championship again.
Just
It's okay. I'm gonna
die.
There's two caveats to this as to why I think it was a good thing. If Lesnar loses it at SummerSlam, fine, great. You don't have to worry about the Money in Bank anymore. And B, this was the perfect time for him to cash in. Because you're not gonna have him cash in on like Night of Champions. You're not gonna have him cash in on TLC. You're not gonna have him cash in at Roadblock End of the Line in December. You're not gonna have him cash in. I mean, basically, if not at Extreme Rules, it would have been SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. And I would have preferred SummerSlam because at least then it's out of the way. That's my whole thing. Out of the way. So that's why I kind of didn't take it as such a bad thing. But him winning the Money in the Bank was so stupid, especially since he wasn't even in the match.
Does that even count?
Yeah, it counts.
Well, then I know what I'm doing.
I love how Ali's just like okay. It would have been better if like everyone was down, but like Ali's standing on top of the ladder. He has two hands on the briefcase. He's about to unhook it. Here's the music, and he just go for like a minute, like straight. Like, dude, just unhook the briefcase. Like, really? Like, it's kind of like Jack Swagger
so
at
that
WrestleMania 26.
That means I'm not going to do this, so don't come after me. If I go to Money in the Bank next year and I just waltz into the ring and unhook it,
I might get tackled by security by the time you get in the ring.
But what if I don't? And what if I manage to get it? Does that mean I can challenge for the title?
Then I don't know if that necessarily would stand, but based on the Brock Lesnar rule, you absolutely could.
Well, your boy is going to be champion at some point next year. Just kidding. Not going to do that.
Anyway. Yeah, we don't condone that.
No, we don't condone ring rushing. It's don't touch the superstar stars.
Exactly.
Leave them alone.
So, okay, so that's Extreme Rules.
Pretty extreme, if you ask me.
It was actually not bad.
It wasn't
Extreme
terrible.
Rules. It's. I'm an ECW fan, so I hate when they use the word extreme because it's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than Randy Orton in a
Jinder Mahal
and a what is it?
Steel reinforced bamboo
Bujami prison match or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Great Khali comes back for literally 15 minutes.
Just
and we never
Jinder
see him again.
Hand, just to raise his hand.
Get him out of here.
Gotta love it. All right, so before we get into
that whole, I just want to go on a rant for a minute. That whole line was dumb.
What, like the steel reinforced bamboo?
No, like the whole.
Or the Great Khali.
If you remember, and this I can't. Oh my god, John Cena and AJ Styles at Royal Rumble 2017 had a terrific match.
My second favorite out of the three matches they had. I really like their SummerSlam one, but like
absolutely amazing. Like
match. Was not even upset that John Cena won it because it was fantastic.
And then into the other AA was super dope. But then John Cena lost on SmackDown, which wasn't bad. But then 2 weeks later, the Elimination Chamber. So he held it for 2 weeks. Yeah. Like I get the fact that you want him to tie, and I get the fact that they possibly want him to
transitional champion. But even you could say Bray Wyatt was a transitional champion.
Yeah,
that's where we're going.
I'm gonna get to
this. Is completely a tangent. By the way,
I'm gonna get to
this
that.
Was February of like what 2016,
2017, because we were out of high school. So let me finish because you're gonna
Well, we're going on a little bit of a tangent here, so
because I get a lot of feel on this one.
we'll
No,
get back
like,
to our July stuff in
it
like
was
probably
just
20 minutes. So
it's not
buckle
gonna
up, folks. It's gonna be fun. Buckle up.
Woo!
Here we go.
Thanks for hyping me up. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
dude. Yeah,
So,
dude.
like, I get the fact that you possibly want John Cena to break Ric Flair's record. He's already tied it, but like, kind of lame.
He hasn't tied it though.
Yeah, it
Ric
is.
Flair
He's at
has
16.
25 world championships.
Okay, you know what I mean.
You don't like. Come on.
You know,
16.
you know what I mean. Shut up.
That's like saying all the girls he took on Space Mountain was 49. And for all those insider wrestling folks, what Space Mountain is.
Anyways,
Ew. Was that a little bit of that chip we had in an earlier video we recorded?
You mean I had?
Yeah, that you had.
You
I didn't
wuss.
have it. No, I did not.
All right. We're getting way off topic, but
Anyway,
and then 2 weeks later he lost it
to Wyatt.
but it was in a elimination chamber.
Yep.
And it was a decent chamber, but like
That was a really good chamber.
and then Bray Wyatt lost it at WrestleMania like a month and later
with that spooky projector.
Oh my god, don't
spooky.
Oh my god, look at all the crotch roaches cawing around the ring.
What did you say?
They're cockroaches.
That is, you said crotch roaches. Like, okay.
Gotta keep it PJ.
Cockroaches.
Gotta keep it PJ, you know? Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Whatever.
Anyway, it was just like
It's two transitional.
It was
champions.
2 transitional champions, and then Jinder Mahal won. No, three transitional.
Because then Randy Orton lost that backlash.
Yeah, like.
For anyone that doesn't know, that was a water bottle.
Stop it!
We just lost our one viewer because of you.
Go away!
Tangent. We lost our, one of our 2 viewers here because you went on a tangent.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
All right. It's just stupid because like that made no sense.
All right. So now getting back in July, since you went on that tangent, like about 2 years ago.
Over.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been 2.5
we
years
now
ago,
have
actually.
the beginning of the biggest tournament in wrestling history. The G1 Climax started this month, and it will end on August 12th with the winners, the 2 leaders of A Block and B Block.
It's gonna end on Monday. Jesus.
Will fight, and then the winner will go on to face probably Okada, but the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. That's New Japan's World Championship at Wrestle Kingdom in January. So, do you have any thoughts? I mean, I'm more of a New Japan guy, so do you have any thoughts on? I know we watched Night 9. I was fortunate enough to be able to actually watch Night 9 in full. That was really good. I thought some of the matches fell flat. I really enjoyed the Okada Kenta match, though. Wrong winner, but did you have any thoughts on that? Because I know you did watch Night 9.
I thought Okada Kenta was pretty good. Other than that,
I thought the Zack Sabre Jr. match was pretty good too on that night. I can't remember. He wasn't against Archer, was he? Was he against Archer? No, Archer versus Ibushi. Then it was Fale versus Ospreay. Then it was Okada Kenta. And there was one more in there with
Evil.
Zack Sabre Jr. and Evil. No, Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata. I don't know. Here, actually, you know what? I have this thing. It's called a Google machine. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna look up
Google machine, kids. Oh, we have 3 viewers.
the Google machine, if you will.
Hello.
By the way, right now, as of right now, I don't know if this is going into spoiler territory. So anyone that really doesn't want to be spoiled on the G1 Climax, please leave for like 2 minutes. But apparently, John Moxley got upset for his 3rd loss in a row by Hiroki Goto.
Oh, we got a like.
Hey, we actually got a like.
Who did that? Who liked the video? Please put your name in the comments so we can praise you. Oh, we have
we'll give
2.
you a shout out.
We have 2.
We'll give you guys a shout out.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We only have 21 subscribers, but we'll give you a shout out.
Hey, shout outs are shout outs, man.
Put down who y'all be.
Your phone dings. So what was Night 9? Was that the
who?
Nope, that's Okada versus Will Ospreay.
Maybe we'll try this.
Here it is. Okay. While he's doing that, it was Ibushi and Archer. Ibushi got the win. Fale and Osprey. Osprey with the win. Evil versus Zack Sabre Jr. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Sonata. And Kazuchika Okada versus Kenta, with Okada picking up the win. I really enjoyed it. Like I don't know what it is about New Japan, but they never put on a bad match. I would have to say worst match of the night would probably be the Osprey Fale match because Osprey never got going in that.
Still won.
I mean,
it was bullcrap.
it was by disqualification, so he gets like no points. He got no points for that because of that. So, but anyways, overall, since I'm more the New Japan guy, I'll kind of take the lead on this one. I really enjoyed. It was Osprey and Okada. That was super good. I enjoyed John Moxley versus Shingo Takagi, who was the runner-up in the Best of Super Juniors. Fantastic. I believe that Kenta was on a tear. Wrong winner in Okada versus Kenta. It would have been amazing to see Kenta win. But overall, the G1 has been absolutely letting it up. Tomohiro Ishii clearly has the best performances in the G1. He's been just having like 4.5 star to 5-star matches night in, night out for like the past, what is it, 3-4 weeks now?
Mhm.
Probably 3-4 weeks now. It's just it's been incredible. I have to say, it's been a great G1. My pick for winner right now, the leaders of the blocks are, I believe it's Okada still, and I believe Naito might have overtaken him, actually. It was Moxley for a little while there. Let me just double check. But I believe it's still Moxley, even though he got upset for the third time. In a row, by the way. Which kind of happened to Kenta, too. Kenta was like on a roll, and then all of a sudden he lost to Okada, and down he went. Down he went. Let's see. Who is the leader of the B block as of recording? As of recording, the leader of the B block is still John Moxley, but he's tied with Jay White, Hiroki Goto, and Tetsuya Naito, all at 10 points. So mathematically, anybody can win it. I would love to see Naito win the G1 as far as the standings right now. But if I had to pick day one, I would have probably picked Zack Sabre Jr., but he's in like last place. So, but I think either way, it's going to be a stellar match. I think no matter who they go with, and I think the cool thing is that even if Okada wins, he picks his challenger. He handpicks them. Like I think that would be interesting because I don't know if any other IWGP Heavyweight Champions have ever won it. So that would be the kind of like a first. And he's been on an absolute tear. I don't think he's lost yet. I really don't think he's lost yet. Yeah, he beat Evil. He's beaten pretty much everyone. Oh no, he lost to Sonata on the third. Wow, I'm surprised that they went with Sonata on that one. Anyway, so that's kind of the G1 and where we're at, and that was more my expertise because again I watch New Japan, but I think this is one of the best well put together yearly tournaments. Not the best tournament in wrestling history. We'll get to that in a second, actually, when we get to one of our other big news pieces. So that was kind of like every big event that's been going on. So I guess now we'll get into sort of the smaller things, the news. So what do you think? Where do you want to start? You want to do a funny one? You want to do an interesting one?
A funny one.
All right. So we're going to start with what I like to call the... Oh, wait, no. Actually, we're not done with big events. I completely forgot about Raw Reunion. Probably a good thing I forgot about Raw Reunion. It was like... Did you watch Raw 25, right? Right? With the two, I saw it. You don't have to keep looking at the comments. Anyway, did you watch Raw 25 with in the two different buildings and stuff?
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
weird. It was very weird.
Annoying, yes.
Picture Raw 20. I call this, and actually some other people call this Raw 26 because it was literally like Raw 25 light. It was so odd. Like the Raw Reunion was so odd. That was on July 22nd for anyone that really wants to go back on the network and watch it. It's great. I mean, it's interesting because nobody other than Mick Foley put anyone over. All the old guys got the win. Like, for instance, Seth Rollins was in the ring, and the OC came out. OC is AJ Styles, Anderson, and Gallows, and they were intimidating him. And then all of a sudden, DX come out, 4 of them. So obviously they're still outnumbered. But then the OC turned around and ran away from a bunch of old men that don't even wrestle anymore.
Oh,
It was very
what
weird.
members?
X-Pac, Michaels, Triple H, Road Dogg, and that was it because Billy Gunn couldn't be there because he's with AEW now, so he couldn't be there. They even mentioned it. They're like, "Hey, where's Billy?" And you see Road Dogg just pull out his car.
I'll have to go back and
anyway,
watch.
it was just so weird. During one of the matches when Sami Zayn tried to run away after cutting this beautiful promo about how we shouldn't care about legends, it was great. He goes to walk back up the ramp. It was like Sergeant Slaughter come out, Kurt Angle come out, the Boogeyman, I want to say. No, he was part of the 24/7 title thing, I think. I don't know, but anyway. And then Rob Van Dam ended up showing up. He's under contract with Impact right now, which was kind of odd, but apparently he was...
Hey, wait, who?
RVD.
No, what company?
Impact.
They're still a thing?
Yeah, they're actually really good. TNA went from TNA to Global Force, which was okay, and then Impact, dude, Impact is great.
Are they still using octagon looking
No
crap?
No.
Thank God.
No.
That
Well,
was...
that's where Sammy Callahan is, that's where Tessa Blanchard is, that's where Rhino is, RVD. I'm trying to think who else.
Reno? Reno's over there?
I mean, Pentagon was their champion not that long ago. Yeah, they were killing it. Yeah.
Like Pentagon or Pentagon Jr.?
Pentagon Jr., yeah.
Oh, Pentagon. Excuse with me. How rude of me.
Yeah, it was very, very, very odd. Like I mentioned before, it is absolutely awesome that Mick Foley has the wherewithal to put people over. That Wyatt, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, attacked Mick Foley with his own move, it's called the Mandible Claw. It was awesome. I know you watched it. You actually just watched it. What did you think? What do you think of the Fiend? Not knowing anything else about Firefly Funhouse or anything else, what do you think?
I think it's cool.
You like the gimmick? I really like the gimmick. I thought that was very cool because Mick Foley was the only the only legend to basically end up on their back, unless you counted the 9 different champions that ended up changing the 24/7 championship, which Ted DiBiase actually bought it from Alundra Blaze, who was going to throw it in the trash like she did on WCW back in the 90s. And then Ted DiBiase lost it to, I want to say, Drake Maverick, and then R-Truth won it, and then R-Truth spread off with Drake Maverick's wife in the back of a limo. It was very odd. Kelly was the first ever women's 24/7 champion. Gerald Briscoe held it. Pat Patterson also held it. It was a very strange night. But yeah, okay, so that's definitely the end of all the big events, I guess, for July. I completely forgot about Reunion, and it popped a decent rating as far as TV ratings go, but it went, I think it took them up to almost over 3 million viewers, which was decent, but not great. And then it pretty much came crashing right back down to where it was. So it was basically a cheap rating pop. So now we're going to get into sort of the news, I guess you could call it. I mean, we kind of been doing news, but the smaller stuff, certain, things closing, certain changes, certain trailers, that sort of stuff. But first, we're going to kind of talk about almost a meme-worthy angle. This occurred on a Monday Night Raw. This guy's actually going to hopefully help me out with a few memes of this. So throughout the night on this Raw episode, Shane McMahon was trying to pick an opponent, an opponent for himself, but the tag team partner of Roman Reigns. He comes across this guy, literally with the name, nickname and all, as
Gary the Goat
Garbutt. Literally, this is this janitor's name.
First of all,
I mean, if I was going to get paid like a superstar.
Not my janitor. The only janitor there's ever been in
Arwen?
WWE.
Oh, I thought you were going the best janitor in the world. I'm like Arwen from Sweet Life. He's great. Anyway.
The best janitor in WWE is obviously Tyler Breeze's janitor when Breezango.
When they should have won the tag titles, you mean? Absolutely.
And then his grandma was there. Like, that was weird.
it was like, dude, it was a 5-on-2, man.
Dude, that was amazing. Like when he was rolling across the ring.
Yeah, that was great.
Well,
Yep. Anyways, so he ends up picking this guy, Gary the Goat Garbutt, literally the janitor's name. And so we get to the end of the night, and it's Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre versus Roman and Gary. Gary comes out wearing a luchador mask, like a generic blue luchador mask.
Like the ones you go to Mexico and
Yeah,
actually
exactly, like a generic one.
buy. Like me.
And all of a sudden, everyone's like, tag him in, tag him in. They tag him in. He starts flipping around and everything. Clearly Cedric Alexander, but the commentator's like, oh my God, who is this? He's so cool, guys. Anyway, so
Where? Well,
so then they lose.
we've never seen a move set like that one
Yeah,
before.
exactly. We've never seen a move like that before. Anyway,
What?
but so then Roman and Gary lose. And Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre walk up the ramp. Next thing you know, Gary's standing in the middle of the ring. He rips off his mask. And like I said before, it's Cedric Alexander. And they start celebrating like they won the match. They did not win the match. It was the most bizarre thing I think I've ever watched on Raw in July, at least. It was very bizarre. So any thoughts on Gary the Goat Garbutt? Like, dude.
No, I
Like,
said what I
dude.
needed to say.
Like, it was the most bizarre thing. Like, I don't know. It was almost like, I mean, that's a classic WWE trope. The guy gets one over. Like, for example, the most recent one I can think of is Alexa Bliss. And I think it was like Spider Woman something, but it was a Mickey James, and she rips it off. And she's like, haha, we got one over you. And then they win. No, they ripped it off saying, haha, I got one over on you. And they lost. It's very odd. Very odd. So we just had to kind of, put that in there for, obvious reasons. So now we're going to we have what? 1, 2, 3, three news pieces, and then we're going to be naming our special superstars